leave, man. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We live now. We are live. I'm going to make sure we tweet out this link. I don't see how them other dudes be like doing this all the time,
Yeah.
man. I be like, dang dog.
They be on there all the time too.
Let me see. All right, share. Man, I got a high pitch voice. All right, we about to get in it. How y'all gentlemen doing today?
Doing great, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, I feel you.
Good, good.
I feel you. Y'all want to introduce yourselves to everybody? Well, to the people that's coming in, to the
Yeah,
ones
sure.
we have here right now.
My name is Jason Planer. I'm a alum, 2011. Uh, yeah, I marched in the boom. Avid Jackson State alum, and we don't mess with fam.
FAMU, yeah, man, them motherfuckers. Man, let me tell you something about FAMU, dog. They be, no, you go ahead, cuz. I'm sorry.
Got Cody here, class 2007, Jackson State, Jackson all my life. So yeah, Jackson State. And like Jason said, we won't fool with fam.
We do not fuck with fam.
I'm
I
Melvin.
didn't fuck with fam when I went to a different school though. When I went to Norfolk, I ain't fuck with
What's
fam.
wrong with them?
It's just them as a fan base, as a people, as a record label. Whack.
Yeah,
0 of 10 recommend.
yeah. I hate FAMU. Nah, I really feel no kind of way about them.
Like even with Southern, like I got a real camaraderie with Southern because we used to talk in noise. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
fam is just like, oh, I just don't. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, they be doing weird stuff. Like I always see, what's that dude Ken Clark?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
well, shout out to Ken Clark, man. He cared. He cared,
yeah,
and he's like,
yeah. Cause I couldn't do it. I couldn't talk to them like
I
that.
couldn't do it. But yeah, man. So we are going to talk about what has been going on with the SWAC lately. We got the SWAC Championship coming up Saturday. Are y'all going to the game?
Yeah, I
Yeah. Most definitely.
just got my room yesterday. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I might watch it at Offbeat. We were. So I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. We were actually gonna have a watch party, but I planned it way too late. I was I planned it way too late. So yeah, but yeah, man. Boom. So y'all think Jess, you gonna win the SWAC championship?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they should.
yeah.
It shouldn't. We really shouldn't have a problem with Southern.
All right. Let me. No, okay. How y'all want to start this off? What y'all want to talk about first?
Well, we want to talk about the elephant in the room, or
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we can go
What
get that the way.
people
Yeah.
saying?
yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. The more he talks, the more it sounds like I might be out of here.
Yeah.
But he also said stuff like the work of elevating HBCUs is not done. So you just don't know, man. Honestly,
Yeah. What about you,
it's
Kyle?
a
I'm pretty much 50-50 on it. Like we were saying earlier. Yeah, we'd like for him to stay. But realistically, he got bigger things in mind as far as like the college football level. Not saying that Jack State not big, but just in terms of college football and Power Fives and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure he has those aspirations, but um, you know, I still feel like Shadur got 2 more years beyond this season to fulfill things here at Jack State and in the SWAC. So hopefully Dion stick around and they do those things together.
Man, I'm going to say this. Colorado wear Nike. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But we did too.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of a difference there. I
I
don't.
don't know, man. I don't think that's the deciding
I
factor.
don't think that's the deciding factor either. It's just something I saw. I was like, okay.
Cause he said something that to me that's important, and it kind of stuck with me about him being able to pay his coaches.
Yeah.
It's just something that Jack State can't do. Like we can't afford the whole staff, and we barely can pay him. You know what I'm saying?
How much?
And I don't think that he's personally tripping about the money, but I do think that he wants to get them coaches paid.
How much is JSU's football budget?
What did he say? It was like $2 million or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the
We could look it
entire
up.
budget. Damn, man. That's Nick Saban's lineman's Hellcat budget right there.
Yeah, it's just like it's $2.1 million.
The total thing.
Yeah. By comparison, Ole Miss athletic department expenses in 2020 eclipsed $112 million.
So this is what I'm going. God damn. This
It's crazy, man. Like the money is way different.
and playing football, going to camps and everything, and this is 15 or 20 years ago. But playing football, you go to these camps and you're like, oh, okay, you see the difference, you see how nice they are or whatever. But I just really didn't know how big of a difference was until like I started going to a couple of Ole Miss games, and like I'm like, oh, this is completely different. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like Ole Miss, like Alabama makes Ole Miss look like JSU. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I don't know if I would say that though, because Ole Miss got a lot more. They got a lot of money. Like when you start looking at their endowment, it reached $1 billion.
let me
You
tell
know,
you something. Alabama's Alabama's freshman honors dorm has a underground parking garage for the freshman's honors dorm.
you know, a good school to talk about money with is Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
If you
what?
want to see
Yeah,
somebody like, if you
yeah,
want to see where the money at,
yeah. Vandy, yeah,
Vanderbilt,
yeah. Vandy
and that
got those smart students too. They like, hey,
man,
hard to recruit
real
here, baby. That's
real
why.
money.
That's why when people were saying he was going to Georgia Tech, I was like, no way. Like it's too hard to recruit. Like the class is too hard.
They got the money though.
They got the money, but it's just the classes are too hard.
That I think that's the hang up because they don't play about academics at Georgia
Yeah,
Tech.
yeah.
You know,
Nah.
But yeah, so boom. Okay, so let's say he let's say he leaves. What happens?
I'm hearing through the grapevine that we got somebody like that's
I
supposed to
think we've
be.
heard the same person,
I don't know who it was though. They never said the name. Nobody will ever tell me the name. They
Kevin.
just said we got somebody.
Kevin
Who? Kevin who?
Sumlin.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you know.
Have you heard that, Cody?
I haven't heard any names yet. Really, just being honest, I guess like if he does leave, my first thoughts are if we win Saturday, and let's just say on Sunday he get up and make an announcement that he's leaving, is he coaching
The celebration.
Celebration Bowl or is he like being honest with you? My focus right now is like I want to win these last two games. Like we
Yeah, for real.
potentially have two
Yeah,
games left.
I would rather him announce
I
after
wanted him to.
Celebration Bowl.
And so I'm like, I'm with Jason. If he not going to announce it Sunday, then hold off on everything until Celebration Bowl over with.
But how long will that other team, if there is another team, wait?
I mean, you can negotiate that. You know you can tell them that you still in the postseason and you wanna make sure just hold it out. But it's already like I just seen a report on Twitter. Somebody was you don't know how true that is, but they was like they close to finishing, a
Oh
deal.
yeah, that dude. Yeah, that
But
dude.
I don't know what his affiliation is. That could just be any old body saying
Twitter.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter. Like he just be saying shit. But
The only, like the thing about that, I don't think that anybody's thinking about is like, how comfortable he gets to be at Jackson State though,
Mhm.
because when you start talking about being black and working and being professional, you already start seeing like tweets. Like I already start seeing tweets from Cincinnati fans
yeah,
talking about, well, we don't know how professional he is. We
yeah,
don't know if he can really coach. He only has good players. That's why his team is good. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard
mm,
because that's the point of coaching, to
yeah.
get the best players.
You know what kind of pisses me off about that? You didn't necessarily like when people talk about that and everything. I'm like, hey, you didn't hire Lane Kiffin for you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't hired
Yeah,
Lane Kiffin for his like decorum. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Somebody hired Urban Meyer
yeah,
more than once.
more than one. It's funny because like at the Ole Miss game when they introduce the people, they really play up like the come to the silk thing and they do this thing called lock the vot, right?
Mm.
And it's the swag surf.
Oh no.
It,
How do you feel going to those games? Let me ask you. I always wanted to
conflicted.
ask you that because
Cause I'm
I just don't mess with Ole Miss like that.
and we're that age where you don't, you know what I'm saying? But we have really good friends that invite us out.
Okay.
And last year they were like, "Hey, would you like to come to the game?" And they had we were where we were and everything. And I was like, "All right, cool, I'll go." But like I grew up like my dad grew up black
My
man
dad,
in the 50s. You know what I'm saying?
my yeah, my dad was older, so my
Yeah,
dad
same.
he was in school during that time, and he was
Yeah.
like, nah.
So he
He
was
was like, don't if you go there, I'm not spending $1 on college.
yeah, same. And so it was like, I don't really do and being up there now is always like I will say that they have made an effort to kind of dismiss or kind of put that in the past, but they're
Mm.
like 20 years too late. Like if they would have decided to say, hey, in the mid 90s, like, hey, you know what, playing Dixie, the Confederate flags and everything, we got to stop it. We would be talking about Ole Miss football in a completely different way. But we're,
Yeah.
we're still that age where we remember that. So I can
I
understand
mean,
like a kid
their mascot was a rebel, so it was
was
just
a
like,
was a was a slave owner, like
yeah,
Colonel Rail.
Yep, kind of real.
Yeah,
it was
I
just
remember.
that was nuts.
I remember a game this season where they had the Ole Miss logo and the stars and bars, like the USA stuff,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Yeah, there are people that is probably upset with it, like white people, because it's like, why is this in the stars and bars? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just really it's crazy. It's conflicting. The university, I would say, is giving an actual like good effort to do it. It's just everybody ain't the university, but
Yeah,
yeah, I've enjoyed myself going to those games. But I've also had a very every game I've gone to has been a not the usual game experience. You know what I'm saying? Like we in the
mm,
field suites. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So yeah. But yeah, it was the first couple I went to was it was it was yeah
Yeah. It's just I don't know. Man. I never desired to even go to Ole Miss
yeah
because of like my dad couldn't go to college there. You know
yeah
what I'm saying? So I just kind of carry that, and it's just like I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. They got really good pulled pork in those suites. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I believe you though.
I'm
I'm
not gonna
not.
lie.
I'm not mad at you though for
But
sure.
like it's crazy because like okay, do I know the vet doesn't have any suites or anything like that, but
Nah.
like
But they serve food in them little in them end zone seats.
yeah,
Hmm.
how much those end zone seats cost?
Somebody said like 500.
I never looked into it.
I think it's all you can eat though.
Oh
I don't get me lying. You know how we do,
yeah, yeah.
but
But yeah,
but that's what I heard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard from somebody that said that. So
do you think the stadium is still going to happen if he leaves?
I think the stadium was already a thing that we were trying to do anyway. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how quickly it gets pushed. I don't know how quickly it gets pushed if he stays, though. To be honest,
yeah.
you
Well,
know,
that's something I have to talk to y'all about off. You know, it's a little plans for that.
yeah, it's some levels to it, but
Yeah,
you know, the thing I think about is like we still Jackson State. Like we
yeah.
were still like even when we were sorry, we were still a draw. You know what I'm saying?
And that's
So
what I
I
think a lot of people don't recognize, you know? And like
yeah,
SWAC fans do, but like even, rivals recognize that. But the whole, you know, I'm glad for the attention, but it's also like, hey, we kind of been doing these kind of numbers and everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause that's the biggest thing that you hear from people outside of the sweat is
Yeah.
the whole, well, we y'all weren't doing crowds like this. Then we had to pull up and show them, hey, bro, we
it's
this
it's
didn't just start.
videos of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's videos of we can show you plenty where this has been the norm for Jack State. Hey, they got the NCAA statistics for home attendance. Jack State
Yeah.
been at the top for years, so it's not something that just happened these last couple of years. It's something we've been doing. But to go back to what Jason started with, as far as with him being here at Jackson State, with Dion being here at Jackson State, is like just look at the videos he does with Rob J.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that in itself has taken off in a way that us being people from the Jackson, background, we knew about Rod J, how he kind of interacts and stuff like that. And then, from early in the season when people were like, hey, Dion cutting this dude off, and they not realize, hey man, this is how these dudes talk. This is what they do. And now it's a whole phenomenon just every week when them two link up to do their videos.
Yeah, and to add on to that, that doesn't transfer to a different school. That's unique to
Yeah.
Jackson State. Like I don't know if he has that much fun interviewing every week with somebody else. He might, because he a personality, of course. But
Mm-hmm.
to have somebody like that, or that's something unique to Jackson. It's a lot of unique things to Jackson State. Outside us not having money. But we got a lot of unique little, caveats that you just don't get everywhere, and you don't get to interact with your players the way that he does, or you don't get to say some of the things that you say on camera and it not be a problem because we all understand because we all black, but
Mm,
that doesn't necessarily transfer everywhere. So
yeah.
that's just something to think about, like when you leave. But you know, I think he'll be fine. It'll be fine. Whatever he does.
What do you think happens if he stays?
That's something I haven't even thought about though. That I've been thinking about what if he leaves, but I really never thought about what if he stays.
Well,
I guess he grows the program
Because I was
because
yeah,
always under the impression,
yeah.
and we were talking about this earlier, that it was 4 years.
yeah,
Yeah, like I could see three, but especially with like the narrative that was thrown around, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking four. He'll be here with his son, his sons. But no, Will Shiloh's a senior, right?
No, I think he
he
still got he may be senior in age, but I think he still got like 2 years left to
yeah. I
play.
think he
Like
got two
really for the whole
years
COVID
because
stuff. Yeah.
I think he didn't he redshirt in South
Uh
Carolina.
huh.
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
So he'll be like a seventh year guy.
Yeah. Some super tight
Probably.
deal with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
yeah.
don't think he want to leave. If anyone like wanted to stay, I don't think he want to leave.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Jackson has really embraced him.
He having a ball
He
around
having
here.
a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shador is superstar. He
Yeah.
hey, he wherever the money at. I can see like Shador showing the money.
Do you think Shadur leaves if Dion
Oh
leaves?
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Only because, and like when I look at Shador's ambitious, and he's always looking. He looks like he's always trying to get to a next level. Shiloh looks like he's a little bit more playful. He likes to explore other things, but Shador looks like he laser focused right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Did y'all get to watch that press conference about the SWAC commissioner? And he was talking about like how numbers are like super up and everything like that. And then with the NBC game, with the Southern and Grambling game, the viewership with that. I think it was like it did like 785,000 viewers. Did y'all hear
I
that?
didn't.
See that?
I
Is
didn't get
that
the.
is that up for them?
Yeah, it was up by like 300%.
Okay.
Because it was being shown on like NBC Sports or something.
Yeah, because they took it
But
out.
you
Yeah, they
you
took it
remember
off.
that game? That was like for like 2 years, but that game always came on NBC.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
always came on NBC. You know what? I will say this about that NBC game. Y'all showed Notre Dame for years. You know what I'm saying? And I know Notre Dame like is a name, and basically Notre Dame has stayed around because it's a name. But like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that there is a chance to actually showcase it in a way that's not going to hurt because you have enough people that's going to actually watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a little bit better though this year because especially me being a band head, they did better like halftime wise for sure because they got both full halftime. Like I know they had to spend some money to do that though.
For the licensing and everything,
Y- to commercials
yeah,
to
Mhm.
not go off for like a solid 8 minutes.
yeah, yeah.
So kudos to them for that. But I think it's a lot of opportunity. I think it's opportunity everywhere for all these media networks because ESPN is really dropping the ball as far as coverage.
You
We
know,
got a lot of games on there, but look at how the games look.
but I wonder those ESPN crews are those like is that equipment ESPN's or is that equipment JSU's?
Somebody says JSU's, but this is my thing. If you're gonna put your name on it, wouldn't you want the best?
I mean, but if it's super bare bones, you know what I'm saying?
I know it doesn't seem. That's my thing. It seems like ESPN does not care about those productions. Like those ESPN Plus games.
Because the
They
audio
they have
up a
they
lot.
have a different look.
Yeah, the audio messing up a lot all the time. There were
You
some
you
games where whole quarters didn't have audio.
you don't have the time sometimes. You
Yeah,
don't know where the first yard is. You don't know where the first down is. They
yeah.
don't have a first down line on there. It's terrible.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I was reading something earlier today about ESPN Plus, and they're bringing back like one of the guys that used to like be, I guess, the president of the company of ESPN, and ESPN Plus is something he discussed, and he was talking about cutting some of the TV parts of ESPN Plus and focusing on more of the game product that they put on ESPN Plus. So
Mm.
hopefully, with the SWAC, I think from what McClellan said, the SWAC got like 3 more years
Yeah.
with the SWAC contract that they put that in ESPN here to hey, our viewers have voiced that hey, the scoreboard, time, the video, audio, everything but the production of e games on ESPN
It's like
Plus
we even the
been terrible.
cameramen are like feel like second rate because half the time you're like, where's the ball? They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know where
you
the
took it out
ball
my
is.
mouth. The Valley game, it was like a play where we threw the ball down the field, and next thing you know, the cameraman looking one way, but the ball on the other end of the field, and he's like, "Come on, bro! Like, what we
And he
doing here?
caught it.
And he
What we
caught it.
doing here?"
And he caught it. Yeah. Did have y'all ever watched the HBC Go? Is it that's what it's called?
It's a really good product.
Really?
It's a really good product. But for Jackson State, ESPN flexed all of those games because they got first rights.
Yeah.
So they flexed all like it was some Jackson State games that I want to say that A&M game was supposed to be on HBCU Go, but they flexed it to ESPN. They flexed almost all of our games. The only game that I remember that wasn't on ESPN was the Tennessee State game for sure.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
And I'm glad we not playing that anymore because that was a mess.
I think we're gonna know Saturday how they play if he's leaving or not.
Yeah, I kind of want to know too, just so we could kind of get ready for it,
Mm-hmm.
or and be done. Because he's gonna have to make an announcement soon because you don't want to go into spring camp, you know, and you still
Yeah,
talking about, oh, I'm about to leave right now.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He would have to make a decision soon because, like I say, whether he's here with Jack State or going somewhere else, just the whole recruiting at either school, whatever school he choose, he got to hit the ground running. At whether he stay here or go somewhere else, it's gonna be time to hit the ground running. Then after that, it's gonna be spring ball. So yeah, he gonna be right into the thick of it.
So let's say,
So
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Jason.
I got a question for you. What do you think if he decides to leave and we get another coach? What does that staff look like?
I would figure he bringing in the coach bringing in a whole new staff. Maybe usually they'll hold over a couple people. Probably your recruiting coordinator. Maybe it's somebody who, well, we might want to say his name. TC tied to the program. TC Taylor. So maybe somebody like TC Taylor stays around here at J State unless he looking at, hey, I can go to
Yeah,
a bigger
and get some
conference and win.
money
So
because
yeah, unless he looks at something like that. Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, because I know a defensive coordinator. He gone.
Oh,
Oh, hey,
oh yeah. I think
hey,
that. Oh, anyway.
hey. Yeah,
He out of there.
I think he ready for some bread, like you been saying, Jason. I think he one of the people looking at, hey, I'm
I
doing this
mean, and
with a
can
top rated
honestly, can you
defense.
blame him?
Nope,
No,
nope.
Because
thank.
that defense is like legit.
And that's what me and Cody were talking about before you got on, Jason. Like, we gotta. I'll let you say it, Cody. That part about like Dion and ownership and.
Oh yeah, the thing I was saying was this: we know sports just kind of makes folks crazy, especially football. It's just something about football and sports. It gets us worked up, it gets us going. But I said the thing Jacksonians have to realize is that, hey, this is an individual. This is a man that has to make a decision that he feels like best for himself. And it's Jack State. We don't own Dion. He's just somebody here coaching for us. So yes, I understand it's going to be an emotional situation whenever whatever decision he makes. But just I don't want us looking like some of the other foolish people out here that be burning jerseys or doing all that
Yeah,
junk stuff. Yeah,
I really hope we don't do that because we
yeah,
had a really good time while he was here. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? It's been a ball. Like I was telling you the other day on Twitter, we had a blast. This been a blast as a ride. Like going to the games and feeling like, oh, we gonna win,
Yeah,
opposed to,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
the band did good.
yeah,
yeah. Like it really, it's been a really just fun time. And again, we're saying it like we know already, but we don't. I saw Porter. He said, maybe it's for a documentary because I mean it's good drama, but and there's not been that much drama, this season. But I mean, yeah, I think that a lot of people got caught up in the narrative, um, and a lot of people. I said 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it's not, that's cool. Like, that's completely fine. But again, like y'all said, I don't want anybody like burning jerseys or like, oh, this nigga love us for these white folks. It's like, bro, just like it's football. We are talking
Yeah,
about a sport. We are like it's fine. Please leave.
and like Jason said earlier, bro, Jason State folks were talking smack when we were losing. So with him, without him, when we get to August and all that good stuff, we gonna be right back ready to be in football crazy. So yeah, I'm good on it. And
and
like
we'll be at them games regardless of if they winning or not.
yep.
That's just how it goes.
Hey,
You
JSU, you
know,
gotta get them season tickets out though.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
real talk. Like,
That whole ticket situation. While I do think that I think that they did that the smartest way they could as far as why they put the tickets online, but
mhm.
as far as like actually purchasing tickets and parking passes, it's a mess. Like I understand them definitely fighting off resellers. Like that's the definitely the positive to that. But man, it's a headache sometimes.
James Fair said, I hate it, but the jersey burning and anger is going to happen, especially because he's going to bounce and take a large chunk of the team with him. You know, is
I don't know if he's gonna take a large chunk.
I think people will transfer, of course, but I
Yeah,
don't think they're automatically going to Colorado. Like,
yeah, nah. Now we gonna lose Travis Hunt, but
yeah, but that was and that was another one I always say, hey, this is going to be a really fun year. Like
yep.
Travis Hunter will always be able to
I
say,
wish he could have played more. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because everybody was talking about like Travis Hunter and the Alcorn game, which he won that game. But people were like, man, he ain't playing nobody. I'm like, the dude he caught on was like a D1 transfer himself. That
yeah,
DB. I'm like, yeah,
yeah.
but
it,
He's
it,
he's real deal though.
yeah,
So wherever he goes, he's gonna be real deal.
yeah. I
He
think
yeah,
just got you can look at him when he goes out to the play. He got it.
yeah. He passes the eye test for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for
Like
sure.
100%, 100%. But man, Colorado, that's a hard job.
Yeah, man, that's you got to build that program back up too. But I don't think he's gonna have a problem now because he has resources.
Hmm.
And one thing he's gonna use, and one thing that he does well is social media.
Yeah,
yeah,
He uses that tool better than anybody else that's coaching right now.
yeah.
And bar FBS or anything else, he uses it better.
yeah. And then the next thing, I like just being here in Jackson. Hey, that man, he a go getter, and like you said earlier, Jason, his personality, like that's just always been him. Is he not afraid to go anywhere, ask for anything that he need? Like this man been hitting the ground, like any kind of extra uh, advertising and sponsors that Jack's they been needing. Hey, he been out there doing it.
That's why I don't like the narrative that like even when I was listening to Bomani talk, I don't like the narrative that is just about him because usually when Dion, like he said a long time ago, Prime is kind of like how I sell things, but he was like Dion as a person is a hard worker, and he is like you can see it, you can see like what he's produced so far, and he's gotten some things done that Jack State might have been kind of slow on. Like we never thought about a practice field. We never even really thought that we, probably needed another practice field.
I
But
would.
that's something he got moving quickly.
I like Bomani. I'm a big fan. I'm biased. Bomani's being kind of wrong about Dion.
I feel that way too, and I do like the money. That's not a shot at him,
Yeah, that's
but
not a shot at him, but he's been JSU. It's this whole like narrative, and I guess because we're here, so we get to see these things, and we're closer to it. But like JSU has gotten a lot out of this
Yes,
situation, like a
yes.
lot. And I think people are like, oh, they're just leaving him there, and he just like, nah, JSU has
somebody
gotten
said we was gonna be left in debt. I'm like, how?
how,
We
like,
didn't have no money to start with.
yeah, yes, like you know what I'm saying, like nah, like JSU has really gotten a lot of really good stuff out of this. I will say
Like
this.
I would feel disrespected if he left the program in a worse way than what it was, but he didn't.
He did.
Like
Yep.
he didn't. Like even if the program has to rebuild player or personnel wise, that's part of it when you have a strong coach like that. But as far as like the facilities and like how and partnerships, we in a good space.
We're in a good space. We are in a good space. We are in a good space, and I
The
think
other thing is we got a real capable AD. Like
yeah,
our AD
Yep.
thinks outside the box, and that's why I don't feel bad. And we got a president that's on board.
hey man, they're gonna have to pay Ashley.
They, hey, cause
They gonna
look,
pay Ashley.
that man is working.
That is
We working. Yes.
Because we talking about Dion, but we don't talk about women's basketball and what they doing over there.
hey
They make it
JSU's
real.
girls basketball team is going to break some hearts in the tournament.
they keep building. Like I know they having some tough games because they have to play all those road games. But
They also would have beat LSU if the refs didn't get involved in it. Now
oh yeah,
they gave
for
it up,
sure,
but they gave it up. But also it was like, hey man, come on, man.
for sure. She
Yeah,
and that coach knew. She
Yeah,
knew.
she
She
knew.
knew what time
yeah,
it was. She saw it. She
yeah.
saw the end coming.
Yeah, she was like, oof.
I
Yeah,
don't think we talk about. I don't think we talk about Tamika Reed enough though. As just
yeah,
as like a fan base, like she's doing amazing work.
she is. She's a product of Jackson.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. I think yeah, I think JSU is having a real golden age as far as
Oh
athletics
yeah.
goes right now. And you know, whatever happens Sunday or whatever happens next season, I think JSU will be able to handle it and JSU will be able to survive and
Oh
JSU
yeah.
keep on
Yeah.
keeping on, you know?
Yeah, we'll be fine. I don't worry about that. You know, we'll figure it out. It's not the first time that we ever lost. It's not gonna be the last time that we lose. You
Mm-hmm.
know, at least we weren't like Alcorn and had 6 winning seasons and nobody knows about it.
Man, and let me tell you, when they were when them Alcorn people were like, man, y'all need to get a white coach, and I like, man, you soft shoeing niggas, boy, like God, like,
That nigga with that big hat, he always talking.
hey, who that dude? Hey, who is he with
With that
that?
big ass hat.
Yeah, man, he cool
Can,
sometimes, but when that Alcorn shit come out, boy,
like he knows a lot, but it's just
yeah,
like, come on, dog.
and he cool. I like him. Like he cool. He ain't no like FAMU fan. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. He
Yeah.
ain't that, but he is annoying sometimes,
Yeah.
though. He is very annoying sometimes, but
Wait, somebody said something right here. What do y'all think about bringing Chris Jones home? I was told today that a high school coach is small thinking.
I'm not familiar with Chris Jones.
I'm
You
not
know,
familiar because is that the dude that used to coach at Callaway?
He played wide receiver at Jackson State. He's now at Starkville. He's the head coach at Starkville.
Oh, okay.
He's been up there for a while, and they reached a 6A championship game. So they playing Brandon this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't put it like this. I would like to see Chris, if he wanted to come to the program, come in. Maybe not as a head coach immediately, but maybe somebody to get on the staff, some kind of offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, whichever side of the ball he preferred, and then build up. Because like the thing I look at with Dion that helped him a lot, which I said the other day to somebody, which is that spring season, bro. That did wonders for him because it gave him the opportunity to evaluate talent and not just against each other. He got to see them in real game
Yeah.
situations where it's like, hey, we got refs out here. You not playing against the people who know the plays already. Like these are people who don't know the plays. So let's see how you execute in real game moments. So
Mm-hmm.
he was able to see right then and then he saw how my coach is gonna react in this moment. How am I gonna react in this moment? Like, he got all of that in those 2 to 3 months in the spring of 21. So, you
Yeah.
know, I don't think I wouldn't be against a high school coach coming in, but I just think like, hey, it is a big jump.
the other thing is him coming in after Dion left is kind of tough. It's tough on him. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how good he coaches or how good he's not gonna be Dion, and that's kind of the knock that he's gonna have to face and have to deal with. Like you're gonna have to build, like a winning season to get past. We just had Dion, so
Yeah.
we can still like that's tough to come after the shadow and be in the shadow of that. I honestly, I wouldn't want the job.
No, I wouldn't either. It's like when Saban leave Alabama. It's like that
Oh,
first coach. It's like, man,
It's not gonna be what they want.
and that's why I think the next coach, whoever will be after Dion, would be probably like a name, Um, however, Ashley can work his magic. You know what I'm saying? But I think I it's going to just be very hard to come out from under that shadow.
but also Dion make the job look, he put a spotlight on the job. He
Yeah.
made the job look kind of good. You
Yeah.
know, this is a good place to come if you looking to break into coaching or So
Water getting fixed.
yeah, yeah, that's probably the best thing out of all of this.
We're gonna talk about that too, Cody, off air, because man, people putting out statements, and I'm like, you lost too, like, like the Fed's taking your shit too, like. As much as you
Yeah.
don't want this Jackson to be Mississippi, the Fed's taking your shit too, dog. But yeah, all right, cool. So we'll finish it up. All right, so final thoughts. Uh, is he leaving? Is he saying, does Jackson State win the SWAC championship? Do they win the Celebration Bowl?
Um, I think he stays. I believe he stays. Hopefully, we win the SWAC. We win the SWAC. Celebration Bowl is gonna be a little bit different though, because
Because
that's somebody that we're not familiar with. So
it's Hampton.
now it's they not in the MEAC anymore. It's North Carolina Central.
Okay. All right, Cody.
Staying. Yes, Dion staying. Yes, winning the SWAC championship. And my whole motto for our season has been erase what happened in the Celebration Bowl last year. And I think that's what we do. I'm with Jason. I think it's not going to be a pushover game, but I do think we'll win Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be prepared though. I think they're gonna be prepared. I don't think Southern is gonna be the threat. I do think Southern is gonna be better than they were the first time, but
Mm-hmm.
not so much better because that quarterback play you can't just change that.
No.
He's gonna have to run a lot, and our defense is fast.
Let me see. Win the SWAC championship. Of course, I'm going to say win the Celebration Bowl. Fuck it, Deion stays. That JSU patch would look real good in New York, if you get what I'm saying. It should
Yep.
look here. And I
Yep.
think he could get a media campaign behind it. Oh, I'm looking at Barstool, Colorado, and apparently there's a bunch of signs. We want Deion signs at the basketball game tonight.
So lame.
We want Deion Chance have.
Oh, they so lame. They don't deserve him, dog.
Hey, yeah, and this is the thing. God damn it! You know what? Let me. God damn it! You Colorado. Like you Cordell Stewart ain't walking through that door, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because
you get beat by Air Force.
This is my biggest thing though. Like with those type of fans of those schools is the first time that they not successful, they start turning on you. You know what I'm saying? And Jack State will turn on you now if you not successful for too long. But if you can get us a SWAC championship, we'll take a 4-7 season.
Bro, you lost by 30
that's the
points.
sad part about it.
You lost by 30 points to Air Force.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is okay. Let me. You Colorado. It ain't 1998.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. All right, we're gonna finish this up. Thank you for watching, James Ferris. Thank you for contributing to this. Thank y'all for coming on tonight. It's gonna be up on the page or whatever. Y'all can watch it later. Y'all have a good night. I'm about to play some NCAA 14 college football review.
All right, man.
Peace.